cameras, right? I see what you're saying. Yeah. Rob, we switched. That'll be all right. Yeah, I think it's going to go behind the thing anyway soon. And I can pull up a little bit. Little ants. Yeah, I hear ants. Oh, damn, this thing keeps falling off of me. Yeah, spaceman. What? Everybody said fuck it? Why?
Too hot. They're in their homes.
Oh, yes, we're ready. She said they're in their houses.
We're still doing it even though nobody's.
Yeah, I think he's messing with us. Or not. And it might just be recording. Well, we'll know if people are signed in. But he still streams other stuff, so like we won't know. We'll only know the people that are signed in on our website. So like Twitch and stuff now. Like just like probably gamers. Getting a following of 14-year-old boys. Yes, I'm talking. Can you hear me? Oh, my bra's out. Okay. Hello. Welcome to your Thursday backbends class. So we're going to start in a seated position today. My name is Shannon. I will be your instructor. This is Chantel, my trapeze partner. She's going to be following along with us. So when everybody's ready, coming to a seated position wherever you're comfortable. And we're going to start with some rows. So we're going to reach out in front of us and then keeping the elbows high. We're bringing the elbows, keep them up nice and high and pulling them back as far as we can. really engaging through the upper back there, and then we're going to be kind of releasing. You can round it out and reach forward. Okay, so we're going to start with those, and we're going to go for 10. So bring your arms up in front, contract, pull back, and release. That's 1. Pulling back, up, nice, 2. Up, really squeezing, good, 3. Up, good, 4. Pulling up, 5. Pull back, there's 6. 4 more. 7. Up. Nice. Keep squeezing. 8. 9. Last one. Really squeeze. Nice. And release. Good. Let that out. And now, kind of the same idea. You can brace with your opposite arm on your knee if you like. Don't have to. We're going to come up with one arm. And we're going to let ourselves twist a bit. You can kind of look back over that shoulder and then reach forward and round. We're going to do that on each side. And we're going to just go for 5 on each. Okay? So starting with your favorite arm. Up, reaching back. Real nice squeeze and release. Reaching back. Nice. Remembering to breathe through these. And release. Going up for 4. Stretch. 5. And reach. Nice. Switching the opposite arm. Comes up, elbows high. Pulling back. And reach forward. Back. Reach. Back, looking over that shoulder. Reach. 2 more. Reach. And last one. Nice. So now we're going to come to seated position. Legs are in front of you. You can either hold under your legs here or in front here. And we're just going to be kind of massaging the spine out. So hopefully you have a nice thick yoga mat or carpet or something underneath you. We're just going to be going in for 6 spinal rolls. So here, just rolling back and up. Just like that. Back and up. And of course you can have your leg underneath or over top, whatever's more comfortable. Okay, so we're ready. We're starting here and we're going for 6. Back and up. There's 1. Nice. 2. Good. Trying to make sure you're going evenly on both sides of your back. 3. 4. 2 more. 5. Nice. Last one. Nice. So now we're going to go in for a plow pose. So just coming here, we're going to push our feet all the way up over our butts. You can brace your lower back with your hands if you need to. If your feet can touch the ground with your legs straight, then that's nice. You can get a little bit of a rest in this position. And we're just trying to focus on the spine itself and just letting it relax as it's getting stretched out in that rounded position. We're just going to try and have some nice, easy breathing here, in and out through the nose. And if this isn't feeling like too much for you, too much of a stretch, you can also try just bending your knees, either bringing them to your forehead to get a little bit more round out of that back, or if you're like me and you really curl into a ball well, those knees can come all the way to the ground. Nice. So we're just gonna let ourselves roll out of this one. Nice and easy. Good. Coming up to a seated position. Grab a little drink of water. All right, we're gonna go moving into tabletop. All right, so we're gonna start here in our tabletop position. Arms are nice and straight, wrists are straight under our shoulders, and we're just gonna start with a little bit of a warm up here, rotating around in some circles. Nice. Arms are straight, locked out the whole time. You can switch and go in the other direction. Just making sure you're loading all the way around. Good. Now we're going to take our hands and we're going to flip them around so that our fingers are pointing back towards our knees. Yeah, straight arms still. Loading the weight on there, just seeing how it feels. And if it feels all right, then you can start letting your hips come backwards a little bit and just really getting into those forearms. Yeah. Yeah, and so this should feel like a stretch. It shouldn't feel like any kind of sharp pain, no pinching or anything like that. Just like a regular old stretch. Okay. Yeah, and if it feels okay, you can start letting the palms come off the ground and really getting in through those fingers. Nice. All right, let those wrists go. We're going to give them a little break. You can bring your knees a little bit wider, just about as wide as your mat, as wide as a yoga mat. We're going to reach our arms out in front of us and trying to keep the hips about where they are, right over the knees. We're going to straighten our arms and just really extend into a nice arched position. Really straight arms, and see if you can get that chin or even your chest to drop down to the ground. Just thinking about trying to make as much space as you can, extending those shoulders. And then on a nice big inhale, we're going to inhale and draw our breath in and hold it as we round up. Now we're trying to make a lot of space in between those shoulder blades. We hold that breath and then exhale and drop the chest back down to the ground. Just releasing all that tension. We go in for one more breath. Nice big breath and holding it, rounding up all the way to the top. Really trying to push like you're trying to get your armpits up as high as you can. And then releasing that and letting the chest fall back down. Good. You can kind of let that go. Nice, coming out of that however you like. Staying in our tabletop position here. And we're just going to go in for a little bit of cat and cow and see how much we've warmed up through this thoracic spine. So just at your own pace. Just rotating through your hollow and your arch here. Do one more cat and cow. Nice. Okay, now keeping the arms straight, staying in our tabletop position, we're going to go in for some rib rotation. So kind of bringing your ribs off to one side. We're going to go drop them down into our cow position, bring them over to the other side, and then rounding all the way up into the cat and continuing that nice big circle. Really just trying to push our rib cage, move it around, get all that fascia starting to mobilize between all of our ribs. And if you're ready, you're going to start going in the opposite direction than when you started. Just nice and slow, really pushing into all those corners. Finishing that last one up. And grab another quick drink. Oh. Okay, and you're gonna meet me on our stomachs. Okay, so here in our prone position, we're lying on our stomachs. We're gonna go in for making a W shape, and we're retracting our scapular. So that's our shoulder blades there. So we're here, we're gonna lift the arms up slightly and then pull the elbows back. Yeah. And then reaching forward, and you can like release and just drop them down to the ground for a second. Okay, we're gonna go in for 5 of those. And there's no reason the feet shouldn't be coming off the ground or anything. They're just back there. So this is just your upper body. And to make sure that you're not keeping any tension in your neck, you can just have your face, like with your forehead, just facing the ground through the entire time, even if it lifts up off, okay? So we're lifting our arms up, pulling back, and extending. That's 1. Good. Pull back, and extend. Back, really squeeze, extend, pulling back. That's 4. Last one. Pull back and extend. Nice. All right. We're going to have a little bit of a stretch here. We're just going to go for a little baby cobra. So bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hips are definitely still on the ground. Chest is up. And just think about trying to pull your chest forward in this position. Oh, we have a nice breeze. And just breathing in and out through the nose. Okay, let that one go. We're coming back down our stomachs. Arms are coming back out in front of us, but this time we're going for our shoulder rotations. So they're controlled articulations. You can have your head facing down again. We're going to lift one arm up, trying to keep it up as high as we can hold it. No tension in the neck. We're coming around, full circle as big as we can. When we get to the back, it starts to rotate, and then bending the elbow and trying to get our hand up as high as we can there. Really just going all the way through the biggest range of motion we have, all the way back to the front and down. So we're going to do 3 of those on each side. Okay, when everybody is ready, we're starting with one arm reaching up. Nice big rotation. Nice and high, as far as you can get to the end. Undoing it. And coming back all the way to the top. And placing that hand back down. Switching hands, we're going to the other side. Nice, big, controlled rotation. As far as you can go. And then coming all the way back out. And hand comes back down to the ground. And that's one on each side. We're going for the second round. Down. Coming all the way around. Remembering not to hold too much tension in your neck. And to keep breathing. Last one here. All right, let that go. Okay, we're going for some cobra push-ups. So I'm going to have my hands about underneath my shoulders. And this is still just for the act of warming up our backs. So as I push up, I'm going to make sure that my hips are staying on the ground. So if it's still like a little bit too much here, I can't get my arms straight, I'm just going to go and bring them out a little bit more in front of me. So we're not sitting in this stretch too much. Using it for a warm up. So we're going to do 4 of these, nice and controlled, all the way up and all the way down, okay? Hands are underneath your shoulders. And we're pushing up and down. Activating all the way through the back as we go. So I'm lifting up with all my back muscles, lower back, glutes, and letting myself calm down nice and slow and controlled. That's 2. Pushing all the way back up again and down. Last one, pushing all the way back up and down. Good. We're just going to push back into a child's pose here and release all of that. Good. All right. Now come to our bums. Now that all of our upper body is nice and warmed up, we're going to start warming up those glutes. Ready? All right. Starting on your back. Knees are nice and bent. We're not going to let our knees fall in or out. They're going to stay nice, right, and in line. Hands can be wherever you want them for right now. We're just going to go up. We're going to push up. We're going to do 6 just regular glute bridges. So coming up here, pushing your hips as high as you can get them. Really squeezing. Lowering down, but you're not going to touch the ground. We're going to go right back up and do 6 in a row just like that, okay? All right, so everybody's ready? Starting here, we're going up. Pushing up for 1. Really squeeze. Slowly lowering it down right before the ground and pushing back up for 2. Nice. Coming down nice and slow. Up for 3, making sure those knees aren't falling out. Going up. That's 4. Good. Down. Up. 5. Down. Last one here. Up. Push. And all the way to the ground. Nice. Good. Okay. So these ones, we're going to take our hands, we're going to join them behind our back, trying to get the palms all the way together. But if that's not possible, just still trying to have the fingers together, palms together. And then we're going to rotate our shoulders down behind us. Yep, just like that. And see, I'm already kind of popped up into a bridge here. We're just going to do a few pulses. So just pushing up and then kind of like releasing the tension. Okay, just going to do like 4 or 5 of these. So push up and release. Up and release. Up, release. Up, release. One more. Pushing up. Good. Letting those hands go and letting your glutes come down to the ground. Nice. Okay, we got one more. So you can either start with your ankles nice and close if you can grab onto them with your hands here, or if they're a little bit out of reach, then you're just gonna, when you pop your shoulders under, you can try and bring them in. Either way, we are gonna go reaching for the ankles. And if you like, you can pop up onto your tippy toes, but it's up to you here. We're just gonna do those same pulses again. We're gonna do another 5 pulses. But we're going to do them if we can get to the ankles. If you're not comfortable with that yet, then you can do with the hands behind your back again, okay? If everybody's ready, we're going to pop up, get those shoulders underneath here. Good, and we're pulsing for 1. And release. 2. Good. 3. 4. And last one. 5. Nice. Let that go. Coming out of that one. My butt's warmed up. Good. Okay, we're gonna come into a lunge position here. So we're gonna start setting it up at like the 90 degrees. Then I'm just gonna reach my front foot forward a little bit because we're gonna do some pulses here, trying to keep the hips tucked so that I'm really getting into the hip flexor, but in a position so that however far I wanna lean forward, I'm not going too far past, my knee's not going past my toe. All right, setting that up wherever you're comfortable, chucking that hip so you really feel it in the hip flexor, and we're just gonna pulse down. Just nice and slow. Not a specific number here, just so you can feel it wherever it feels comfortable. Good. Just let that rest at the bottom. And try to relax those muscles now. And then we're going to come up slightly. So we're going to internally rotate this hip, which means my back foot is going to come further to the outside. It doesn't have to be super far, but it does make your front hip do a bit of an internal rotation. It can be a little bit awkward. If you have something to hang on to or a wall or something, it is nice and handy. Then so from this position, as we lean forward, you're really gonna feel it pull in the muscles in the front as opposed to just the hip flexor. It's gonna get you a little bit of a different stretch here. Just remembering to breathe. Nice and easy. Good. Coming up from there, let that back leg go. We're gonna go one more stretch. Just grabbing that back foot and getting into this front quad. Letting that go. Switching legs, and we're going to repeat it on the other side. Setting up your lunge, walking that front foot out, and keeping that hip tucked. We're going to go in, just do some pulsing. Feeling that hip flexor. And then just sitting at the bottom and seeing if you can get something to relax here. Okay, we're going to come up from that, butting that back foot out to the outside so that hip is internally rotating. There we go. And pushing forward. Good. All right, last one. Back in that lunge, grabbing that back foot. Relaxing down into this. Yes. Let that one go. All right. We're ready for our back bends. Grab a quick drink of water. Those hips a little break. All right. When you're ready, we're gonna meet on our backs. So we want to have our feet pretty close to our glutes, making sure that we're keeping track of the knees. They're not falling in or out. We're going to take our hands just above the shoulders. Fingers are pointed back towards the shoulders. I think I have everything set. And take a big breath. And as we exhale, we're going to push up into the back bend. Focusing on making sure that you're breathing in this position and also trying to extend and straighten those elbows. When you're ready to come down, you just look back towards the sky or the ceiling and lower yourself to the ground. Okay, so if your wrists need a little bit more warm up or they need a little rest in between, just give them a little bit of a rotation here. All right, if everybody's ready, we're setting it up. Hands, feet. Take a deep breath and exhale as you push up. Straightening those arms nice and straight. You can go up onto your tippy toes if you like. And when you're ready, you're tucking your head, slowly lowering yourself back down to the ground. You can bring your knees into your chest, have a little break in between. Roll those wrists out. Yes. All right, we're gonna go for one more before we do our cool down. setting it back up wherever you're comfortable. Deep breath, push and exhale. Straightening those arms, trying to get your chest over top of those wrists. And breathing. Looking back at the ceiling and lowering yourself to the ground. You can take those knees into your chest. Undoing that. Nice. So for a cool down, we're gonna start with some more of those rolls that we did earlier. Yeah, so set your own pace. Rolling. Just letting that ground massage your back. Nice. When it feels ready, you can come all the way back into that plow position again. Again, always supporting your lower back if you need it. We can push our ankles from a flex to a pointed position just to kind of move our hips back and forth in this. Nice. Good. Can let that go. Coming out of this position, we're going to come onto our side. Laying on our side, we're going to take our knees and bring them up to our chest as far as we can. Yeah. And then the arm that's on the ground, you can use that to kind of help hold your knees. Even if you want to get it underneath, that's cool. However you want to use it. The arm that's free, the arm that's on the ceiling, you let your head fall to the ground, and that free hand is going to come to the back of your head. And we're just going to go in for thoracic twists. So we're going to bring that elbow behind us and really just open up. Here. Nice. Breathing in and out. By keeping the knees up to the chest, we're eliminating the twist in our lumbar spine. So we're just focusing it on the mid and upper back. And if this isn't enough for you, if you want just a little bit more, you can take that arm straight out and extend it all the way out. And see how that feels. And just breathing here for a few seconds. Good. We're gonna bring that arm back in. Just kind of roll onto your back. And we're gonna transition to the other side. So knees are gonna come up. We're gonna roll over to the other side. Knees are coming right up as high as they can. Hand behind the head. Head's resting on the ground. Nice. And you're just gonna open up. If you can, get your elbow all the way to the ground. And look over that back shoulder. So this is also a good variation for anyone that does the spinal twist that we do in other classes. And they feel like a pinching in their lower back. This is a good way to eliminate that. So you're not getting too much rotation there if you're stuck somewhere else. And then if this feels all right, you want to extend your arm. Just getting a little bit more out of this. Nice. Let that go. Onto our back. Everything should be feeling pretty good now. And can meet me in a seated position. Ready. That was our back bends class today. Hey, thank you for joining Chantel and I. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks.